Tabletop RPG rulebooks and systems can seem big and intimidating. On Too Long Didn't Play, we break down the seemingly complex content of tabletop RPGs in about 5 minutes, so you can decide if you want to check a system out in more detail. As you stand amid the flames of a tent burning down around you, you try to remember how things escalated so quickly. Are you interested in the collective? The man behind the table asked as he handed 5 different ice cream cones over to your 3 friends and your pet chicken. We can help make sure your gifts are properly used. They asked for a small display of our creativity and power, so we put the microphone on the chicken, tuned our instruments, and got ready to play. After all, what could go wrong? It's not like this is the end of the world. In Arc by Mamados, you take on the role of characters trying to slay the apocalypse. This can be any size or shape of apocalypse, from any time or any place that you can imagine. From the end of your small village to a universe-destroying showdown to the commoditization of the creative force behind all art and magic. The players and the GMs, in collaboration with each other, decide on the focus and scale of your impending doom before play starts, and then you make your characters. Character creation is a smooth 6-step process. You assign an array of approach scores, which function like stats in a lot of other systems, but focus more on how you're approaching a challenge. Then you assign the modifiers for your blood and guts, which are your physical and mental health. Next, you assign skill ranks to any of the 18 skills in the systems. Determine your inventory from a set of 4 amazing tables, answer a small set of character building questions, and then as a table, you set your bonds with each other. 6 simple steps from start to finish. But here's my favorite thing about the process. If you're familiar with our channel, you may notice that unlike other videos, I didn't include a lot of numbers for the modifiers. That's because you can choose one of 2 ways to make your characters, by standard array or by rolling randomly. Sure, you can put +2 in 2 skills and +1 in 3 more skills, or you could roll 2d6 and see how many skill points you get. You could also roll and see where they go. It could turn out horribly, or it could turn out great. Arc provides you with either a safe and secure way to build characters that have similar ability levels, or to go completely wild. And when I played, I went wild. Playing Arc is straightforward as a player. Anytime you need to make a roll, you determine your approach. Creative for unusual or surprising actions. Careful for when you're paying attention to details or taking your time. Or concerted for when you're using your willpower to get it done. Take your score from that approach and add any skill ranks you have to create a threshold number that you're trying to roll under for success, or at for success with a consequence or failure with an opportunity. You can also spend blood or guts to bump it up to a success, or get help from friends or items. There are a ton of amazing and sublime elements to Arc, but the one that has to get mentioned is the way that the system connects real-world time with game time. The clearest place this happens is where the GM spends a lot of their time. That's on the doom and omens of the apocalypse that the players are trying to prevent, and the doomsday clock. The clock is a simple timeline that, depending on the amount of real world time you're playing for, slowly clicks down to the apocalypse happening. In our 3-hour actual play with Mamados, every 30 minutes the clock progressed, and depending on how many omens we had resolved or not, there was a chance for it to move faster. In this game, both players and characters are literally on the clock. It's one of the many ways that the system blends real time and game time. A few others are, do you want to recover your health? Take a 5-minute real world break and a 9-hour game world break. Need to recharge your spell that lets you move at superhuman speed? As a player, sit perfectly still for 1 minute, which means not contributing at all to the table. The system constantly balances your abilities as a player with your character abilities. It's one of the many ways that OSR, or old school Renaissance design sensibilities, crop up in Arc. The other piece of this game that had some amazing OSR feels was the inventory list. In Arc, weapons, armor, spells, and techniques all take up slots in your inventory. Like other parts of the system, you can do a measured standard point buy, or you can roll randomly. But the lists themselves are an absolute treasure to read. All of these elements are tied together with Mamedos's amazing art and crisp layout. I don't know that I've ever seen a game make such a clear and concerted use of visual hierarchy while providing this level of visual pop. The pages bleed with narrative and flavor. So if you're looking to stop the world from ending with a ragtag group of misfits, fight an evil wizard bent on domination of the kingdom, save your small village from the encroaching flood, cross space and time to explore the power of love, or rage against the commoditization of creativity. If you're ready to fight doom and slay the apocalypse, then you, my friend, are ready for Ark. Thanks for watching. I'm Tony Vasinda, Chief Alchemist over at Plus One Exp. We read multi-class and tabletop game design, beard and skincare alchemy, and the Bardic College of Content Creation. If you have thoughts about Ark, or if there's a system you want to know more about but don't have the time to learn, let us know in the comments below or at Plus One Exp on any social media platform. And if you want to stop the impending doom that threatens the indie RPG community, make sure to ring the bell to get flooded with the knowledge of how to stop the evil wizards. Here at Plus One Exp, we want to create professional quality content for designers of all size. Thanks to Exalted Funeral for sponsoring this video. If you want to help us create content for small or even first-time designers, consider supporting our team over on Ko-fi.